Jason Walker here with Air Force head coach Joe Scott. I know your players couldn't make it, so I'm going to have to pepper you with all the questions that I was going to ask them.
That's happened to me a lot today because the players aren't here.
My one question I was going to ask Wesley, because he's a 7-footer, and I've seen those jets that they fly. I'm not sure he fits in any of those.
Those rules don't apply anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, just because they haven't for a while. There's obviously tons of jobs within the Air Force, but also just with technology today.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things to be done.
Well, and even within, the aspect of flying and planes and drones, there's all other things. So, doesn't mean that from the 7-foot size when there's obligations or or whether that's fitness tests that they have. Being 7 foot puts you in a different ballgame if you have to run.
Yeah.
If you have to run
it's hard to be a distance.
Whatever, or if you have to do pull-ups or what those things. So there is those types of elements that still at work. But in terms of the professions and the job opportunities and the career paths within the Air Force, that doesn't really apply anymore.
How many of the players are actually going into actually being pilots?
Well, I mean, you only make those decisions actually when you get to be an upperclassman. We have 4 juniors. Again, I think as time goes along, things change, times change. Sometimes I have too many pilots, sometimes I don't have as much. So it's a constantly evolving thing where, it's possible that, late somebody says, I think I want to be a pilot. Now at that juncture, you got to be, pilot certified, meet all the requirements.
Yeah.
Your grades have to be well. So, but a lot of those things, that's part of what the academy experience is, one, doing well in school, one, doing well across the board. But then as you're doing that, sort of figuring out, what it is that really, really interests you,
Yeah.
And again, it's just like college anywhere else, just in terms of what really interests you, in terms of, i.e., what are you going to major in, And for these guys, there comes that point in time of, well, what really interests me, and is it flying? And, you go through the experience, and you get all these different experiences, and the next thing you know, I didn't think I wanted to fly, but you know what? No, I do. And the place makes you become that way, and that exists for everybody in its own way, but it has a lot to do with the experience of the academy experience that leads them to those choices and decisions.
So speaking of guys in their height, scanning through Air Force rosters the last 20, 25 years, there aren't a whole lot of guys taller than 6'8", 6'9", but you look at your front court, you got Weston there at 7 foot, you got Caleb Walker at 6'9". You're going to have more size on this team than maybe you're used to being able to coach. Is that kind of a luxury that you're going to be able to have this year?
Well, and the luxury is that we had it last year, and the luxury is that last year going into the year, I said we were going to play both those guys together. I set everything up for that, and sort of, Bo Becker got hurt in the first game of the year, and he was out for 6 weeks, and all that preparation went out. So having them back, I've known this. Everything we've done has been about, okay, I know we have those 2 guys. I know we got Caleb. I know they're playing together. This is what we're going to do. So we're a much better team right now. I know our guys know we're a better team right now for those reasons. We got 2 other juniors. Colby Gills is back. He didn't play. 6'6", 240. He's a bull. He's a really good leader. He's very motivated to contribute to our team because he didn't play last year for whatever the reasons were. So there's another. And then I got a 4th junior, Josh Gatete, who's 6'9", long, and he's playing. So we have size. I got a 6'7" sophomore. Again, Caleb's father and uncle played football at Air Force. I got a 6'7" sophomore who's doing really well, whose father graduated from Air Force and whose grandfather's a 4-star general. He's playing. Eli Robinson, he's 6'7", 200. So we got size, we got physicality. That's been the starting point. And, okay, can we plug in the other guys around? And I have some good freshmen. Now, unfortunately, I'm the only coach here that you're ever going to talk to that talks about freshmen. Because I got them and I got to play them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play some, and they're good. And so through that mix and the consistency with which we've done things, from when we started with this group, I can see we're better. The players know we're better. And we're going to see sort of how much better we can be.
So you mentioned a lot of the size you have. A big strength of your team has been guards. You can go down the list of guys who have been pretty good scorers and, well, all-round players, to be honest, most of these guys. Who have you got kind of on that guard line that you're really excited about?
Well, I got a freshman, 6'2", really strong, stocky, kid from Georgia, Cam Sanders. He's starting. He's our point guard. He's a good basketball player. First team All-State out of Georgia, but he's got the kind of body you need to have as a freshman. He's not wispy. He's not thin. He's got a big lower base, and he's just a good basketball player. So again, obviously, the better leaders, the better Caleb and Wes show the experience that they had in the way where they're, just over and over being really good consistently. Obviously, that helps a guy like Cam Sanders, who's a good basketball player, be able to sort of withstand the rigors of the season, you know what I mean, and how much we know for a freshman the challenges. I got another freshman, Lucas Hoban, who's 6'8", who's our best who can shoot the basketball. He's got a good, strong body. They're just good players, you know what I mean, but they're freshmen. But they're going to play. They're good, and then, like I said, the things we're doing that's bringing the team together with the size we have, the more those pieces come together, those two freshmen are going to really help us, and so we'll see. So, but those are two. I got another freshman, Ethan Greenberg, who's a really good shooter. We have, in this day and age, as everything is against anything, we don't do anything that anybody else does, and that's true. We still recruit high school kids, so we recruit really well. We evaluate well. We recruit really well. We develop really well. You know that because I got a starting five starting somewhere else all across the country that everybody else wants our players, so we must be doing something right.
Yeah.
So we got to just keep doing what we're doing and see, like I said, 4 juniors. I know I got those guys back next year. This kid Eli Robinson, I feel really good he's going to be back. He's playing. He deserves to play. But that's another thing I got to start to try to do here is say, well, who am I going to play? Well, I'm playing the guys that I think are going to stay.
Yeah.
And that, that's what I got to do in this day and age because of the way this environment is. And if you're one of the guys that might not stay, you got to put yourself in the category where you got to play me, coach, because I'm just a better player.
Yeah.
And that's sort of how we're doing it, and that's what the last 2 years have sort of shown me. In the last 2 years with all this stuff that's going on, that's what it's shown me is that, okay, well, this is what I can do. This is what we can do to try to say and do and show that we're going to be competitive because that's what we got to do.
So you feel like that's going to be the key for you going forward? Because obviously it's becoming harder to recruit for anybody, much less Air Force. You've gone over a lot of the challenges. You feel like you're beginning to be able to adjust to this kind of new era of college basketball?
I mean, when you have to adjust, when you have to change your recruiting model, when you know why you're doing it, good, we've done it. We are reaping, we are recruiting well. I don't know what the answer is to getting guys to stay in this era. If somebody's got the magic pill, if you got the potion, please share it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So all we can do is sort of the things that we can do, and when you do these things because you have to, because the environment and the tea leaves show you and tell you those things, you make your changes and you do it and you know the reasons why, but that doesn't mean it's going to work.
Yeah.
That's what you don't know. You don't know if it's going to work. You know why you're doing it. You know it's for the right reasons. You know it's the right things for you, in your group. But that doesn't mean you know what the end results are, and I can't concern myself with that. It's like, because if you knew what the thing to do was to produce that result, well, that's the one you choose.
Yeah.
I just got to go with the ones that we can do, that I think are right for us, that's right for Air Force, and that's what we're doing. And I know our guys. I know we're better. I know our guys know we're better. I know our guys feel that. We know the reasons why, and we just got to keep doing that and sort of see what it produces for us.
All right, so final quick question from me. I've been asking a lot of coaches about the NCAA tournament. There's a lot of talk of expansion. Seems inevitable at this point. Have you dedicated any thought to, whether or not the league should expand or not?
Tournament, you mean?
Yeah, the tournament, excuse me.
Again, in this day and age, there's no should-haves. Nobody, nothing's being done in college athletics and college sports for what's right, for what should be done, whatever. It's just being done for money. So whenever you do that, that's when people aren't happy, because it becomes hypocritical thing. It's hypocritical, which is what this has become. And all I'm going to say is, should we expand? I don't believe we should. It's a great tournament. It's a great formula. Will it expand? Yeah. Because we have this environment of today where it's just about, money. And what does money mean? Well, what it means is keeping the tournament. And this is just me. It means keeping the NCAA tournament. In order to keep it, you're going to have to satisfy the Big Ten and the SEC. Otherwise, there's not going to be a tournament. So, of course, you're going to expand it because why? They want more bids. So that's just me. And really, when you go down this path, it's happened in every area of college basketball. And college basketball is the cauldron. It's way worse than football when it comes to these things.
Yeah.
And really what it is when you give up your values, when you give up what this is, what its core it's supposed to be, then you're done. And it just keeps going on the rise because this isn't about education anymore. This isn't about 18 and 23-year-old kids developing. It's become about something else, and the rules all have made it be about that. It's not going to change, and, like I've said, and I'll say it here, and it doesn't really matter what I say, but, we had a chance 4 years ago, right? I believe that kid should be paid if that's what they want, if they want to get paid, if that's what drives them, right? This is supposed to be about education, and 18 to 23-year-olds growing up and having a college experience to learn what it means to become a man. Money doesn't make you a man. Money doesn't teach you how to care for family or do things properly and right. We had a chance 4 years ago to sit here and say, we understand you should all be paid if that's what. This is the collegiate model. This is the amateurism model. This is about education. If you don't think it's for you, then go find out what's for you. And if you can find it, we wish good for you. But we're not changing this model. You see what happens when you give up your values. Here we are, and every question today is almost about this.
Yeah, it's all about money and fundraising.
And
all
every question's about the craziness that just continues to happen.
Yeah.
Well, okay. That's just, again, that's my stance. And like I said, I believe firmly that these guys deserve to get paid, but I know for a fact that that's not what this experience is supposed to be about. Yeah. And like I said, and if you think that it's supposed to be about money, then I would have wished you good luck and said, go ahead and do it, because it's about something else. But that boat sailed, that ship sailed.
Yeah.
That sailed, and guess what? It's way out to sea.
Yeah, it's not coming back.
It's not coming back.
I've said for a while, like the military academies are the last bastion of amateurism in college sports.
And in some respects, we are. And I do wish this. This is me. I want us, the NCAA, to go back to you have to sit out a year for the reasons when you transfer, because it's supposed to be about education. And it was never to harm a kid. It was to say you made a decision at 18 years old and you made the wrong decision for you. That happens to everybody. So what we're going to do is you're going to be able to go wherever you want. And when you get to that next school, you're going to have to sit out, because this is about something more than playing basketball. This is about life, and you got to learn that you're not going to be able to do this again and again, and you just get to go willy-nilly and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Decisions have consequences, good ones and bad ones. Yeah. So you got to learn it, and you're going to go to that next school, and you're going to sit out so that you can learn who your coaches are, and you can develop a relationship with them, and you can learn that this is about your education and that there's professors here, and we have a campus community, and you have to immerse yourself in that campus community, because this is about your education and the rest of your life. And that's why that was the rule, that you had to sit out, because it wasn't going to happen again. Well, we changed the rule to say, listen, we're going to let you transfer and you can play right away, but you can't do it again. What do you mean? You just delaying. Yeah. You're saying the same thing a year later.
Yeah.
What'd they find out? No, they can. They just keep transferring.
Yeah.
That's called not going to college.
Yeah.
And so that's what I would do, because right away that would. And the last thing I'll say, I know you got to go, but this is when nobody was getting paid, that's when they should have been allowed to transfer and play right away. Now that you're getting paid, welcome to the real world. You don't get to do whatever you want. You're getting paid. Listen, here's the way that you can remove yourself from this situation. But you're just not able to do it. There's consequences.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting paid now. Guess what? You should have to sit out if you transfer.
Yeah.
And it's backwards.
Yeah.
It's backwards.
They never do anything. I think, as you said, everyone's doing it for money. They're not doing what they should be doing.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
You know, what you find in life is money is great, but that doesn't make it right.
Yeah.
You know, so. All right. That's
All right, well,
enough,
thanks.
enough pontificating.
You're fine. Thanks so much, Air Force Head Coach Joe
Thanks.
Scott.
Thank you.